Groaners. Over the years, this little podcast of ours has been heard by so many of you from east to west. It touches both myself and Admin Nicole that people keep on listening to join us in our zone, that being the Groan Zone. We are chasing down 2,000 downloads, and it's thanks to you that we've made it this far, and utilising many different platforms. Thanks to those at Podbean, as in October 22, this show was born and they were the hosting area of choice. The show's 4th birthday is coming this October. Just giving out our thanks, but back to the present. You join us in the giant groan pan in the Groan Zone kitchen to make a groancake. We have the show content to make it, but don't ask us how you flip it. Episode 123 begins. Your games will be Yes or BS, Talking Nonsense, the 5-point countdown, and Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. Your groan this week comes in via Dawson M of California via email. Now before the show, I played rock paper scissors with Admin Nicole, and before it was written, and I won, so my groans will be starting us off. As of now. My groans. People who try to look at your bank pin. I don't know why, but people seem to have a morbid curiosity of things that don't concern them. One thing that doesn't concern someone else is my bank pin. Had some lemon trying to look over my shoulder to see what I was typing in. Sorry mate, you're bargaining for the wrong bank account as I'm minted. Not. Jog on. When you miss a bus and the next one gets cancelled. Right then. Not all of us can drive, so some of us poor swines have to catch the four-wheel terror known as a bus. You'd expect mercy if you miss one, but your heart sinks as you look at the app and the next one's cancelled. How many of you have been in that situation? It is not good. Parents who ignore their kids crying. I feel I've grown about this before, but it happened again earlier on in the week because I had a week off work. I was sitting there in a cafe the other day and I was enjoying some scampi and chips. For those outside the UK who don't know what that is, it is delicious and it's seafood. And my taste satisfaction was destroyed by a little girl screaming as her mother ate. Instead of ignoring your kid, how about helping her as you hadn't put her near the table enough to get to her food? No, this fool just kept eating, ignoring her kid, as the rest of us were destroyed by a scream rivaling that of Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses. Please, have some consideration for other eaters. Your kid is screaming for a reason. That's my groan smashed into the frying pan in the groan kitchen. Yes, it's Pancake Day in the UK on 4th of March. The thin crepe-like ones, not the fluffy ones you have in America. No offence meant USA. Big wave to you. And now let's go get more ingredients for our groancake. You'll get to that to the mix later on, Groaners. Admin Nicole has been hard at work, so each burst of facts will have 3 in it. 2 collections this episode. Fact collection number 1. The world's largest pancake was made in Rochdale, England in 1994 and weighed 3,000 kilograms. It was over 15 meters wide. I love pancakes. I would have done my best to destroy it. In 2012, 890 people tossed pancakes at the same time in Sheffield. In 1995, Dean Gould tossed a pancake 349 times in 2 minutes. 349 times. Oh, God, that's some serious pan skills, that like. In Spain, Shrove Tuesday is known as Omelette Day. I am partially with omelette if I make it myself. In Lithuania, people eat pancakes and donuts. Love pancakes, hate donuts. In Iceland, salted meat and peas are the preferred pancake day feast. With facts and groans over, for now, let's have a bit of fun and mix it up backwards with talking nonsense. What you'll hear now is a clue followed by a word backwards. 1 point per round. Round 1. Your clue is, if you are a vegan, you cannot eat these. Your nonsense is, skekna. Have a little think, Groaners. Have a pause. Have a think. Moving on to round 2 now. Your clue is, There are many types of this used in cooking. Your nonsense is... Have a pause again. Have a think, groaners. Answer. Unpause. Moving on. Round number 3. Your clue is the UK and USA both have these, but they are very different things. Your nonsense is... Stick sip. Again, groaners, have a pause. Have a think. And that's it. Moving on. Did you get the nonsense in order, groaners? You'll find out later. Let's crack some groan eggs into the mix now with Oh Unlucky. So, groaners, a friend of mine went to Poland a few weeks ago, and on his second last night, a woman came up to my friend and his friend and asked if he wanted a drink for €5. They followed her to a bar, but this wasn't a normal bar. She tried to show them to their table. They weren't interested. Suddenly, 2 strippers came out and tried to dance for them. My friend and his friend let the strippers sit in silence, as all they wanted was a drink. Unlucky for both guys being duped into a strip bar, unlucky for the strippers who were trying to make coin, but these 2 lads just were not interested. I had to laugh when he told me, only you, buddy, only you. You know who you are. Unlucky to all involved, and my apologies if I've done this in a previous podcast, but it was too good to pass up. If I've done it again, then it's worth it. The lights just dimmed, which means Admin Nicole has been cooking in the dark to bring us a smell of creepy corner. Your story this week is called Shock and Anger. Death stormed into the room demanding to know what was going on. His facility was a mess. There were souls rampaging everywhere, and now he finds a secret underground facility right in his own home. Safe to say, he was not impressed. Ironically, this is the exact kind of situation his reapers had tried to warn him about, when he decided to disappear for 3 months to follow a dream, as he put it. Dr. Quack was angry, but calm. This may not have been exactly how he wanted things to go, but he was prepared for it. Death demanded answers, but Valencia, or whoever she was, couldn't speak, couldn't move. Just a mess of tears on the floor, begging for forgiveness, unable to hear anyone. Viola and the old man were frozen in place due to fear or shock. Death couldn't tell. The darkness was just walking around the room talking to himself, and Lionel just sat and smiled, watching the carnage in front of him, wondering whether now was a good time to make Valencia truly want to be his mother. Something he knew she would never decide for herself. Perhaps in her current state, he might have had better luck. Death looked over at Dr. Quack, the only one who seemed to be functioning in the room, and demanded answers. Still refusing to die, I see. You know I could take you whenever I want, right? Death asked. Go ahead and break my hourglass. I dare you. But let's face it, you're nothing more than a fraud, you old pile of bones, Dr. Quack replied. Death knew what he meant by this. A fraud by nature. Death had always wanted the peaceful approach. He wasn't fond of confrontation or stress. He had had enough stress whenever he had to chase after people who refused to accept their fate. His problem with Dr. Quack, however, was different. He had an hourglass. An hourglass whose sand had run out a long time ago, yet Quack, being the crazed genius that he was, somehow developed a potion that would shield him from death. He had no idea how long it would last, but it meant that Death would always know where to find him and never be able to take him. This was something Dr. Quack loved. It was like he had created an endless torment for Death, a soul he could never capture. Whatever that machine was that turned Lionel into a human in the first place seemed to provide a similar level of protection from Death's grasp. This infuriated Death, and he knew it. He would often make threats to be able to claim their souls, but the reality was nothing was working. He could come up with idea after idea, but it would never work. Death demanded he release the children from the vats they were in, but that's when he felt something brush past his bones. A small, white rat. Just like the one the old man saw, and of course it went straight to Dr. Quack. There really was a rat hiding in Death's corner, one that no one ever saw. Death had to do something. This was his home. How could have all this been under his radar at the same time without any of his reapers knowing? What was that rat doing to his reapers? They never would have allowed this to happen. It is often said that when one door closes, another one opens. But what was unfolding right before his eyes was something that even Death couldn't have possibly predicted. Dr. Quack pulled a remote out of his pocket and pushed one of the 2 buttons that was on it. In doing so, Ivy was released from the vat, seemingly unharmed, but it was far too soon to tell. Death couldn't go and check on her, so all he could do was grab a hold of the darkness and snap him out of his trance. In doing so, the darkness was able to grab Ivy and place her behind the old man. Nowhere in this room was safe, so options were limited, but that was the safest place he could put her for now. She was unconscious, but there were no visible changes. Maybe she was nothing more than bait. It was hard to tell. Maybe they wouldn't know until she woke up. Death tried asking the darkness what happened, but all the darkness could say was how it should have kept his promise and never told the truth. The real Valencia made the darkness promise to never tell them. She knew what it would do to them. She wanted them to be a family she fought to protect. She knew the truth would break them and couldn't bear the thought. Just then Dr. Quack started laughing again, that maniacal old laugh he was known for. Then Lionel joined in as Quack let him press the other button. The screams that followed came from Fawn and everyone was taken aback. The old man needed to stop. His son shouldn't have to suffer anymore, but then the vat began to crack. The fake Valencia took a step back, still trying to protect the one she was supposed to love, despite the confusion on her entire existence now. The vat shattered and Fawn's screams slowly began to change as his body became twisted, changing him into some kind of monster. Fawn wasn't in charge anymore. He may not have even been Fawn anymore. The fake Valencia didn't know what to do. She didn't know who she was anymore or what was real. What she did know was how important Viola and the old man were to the real thing. For that, she was willing to do whatever it took. She reached out her hand towards the old man and Viola, and with one final apology, she blasted them as far back as she could before setting up a barrier, trapping her with a monster that was once the old man's son. She turned to Death and asked him to keep them safe, no matter what. As for Quack and Lionel, she would deal with them another time. Whatever she was, whoever she was, that didn't matter now. For all that mattered was she was the darkness. The darkness would consume all. Nicole, you've gone and done it again. A bit of body horror in there too. I don't know what you'll do when Quack and Lionel are beaten, if ever. Well written. Let's pour out another game now, titled Our Creation, with a 5-point countdown. Are the Groaners live? Are you ready? They've been waiting. Yes, they are. Grown at home, clearly you got to this point. You must be ready. 5 points. 5 chances to get points. All clues are related. Points do not accumulate. If you've got it right at the end of the show on clue 5, congratulations. But if you've changed your answer on clue number 4, that doesn't mean you get 5 points. And it's wrong on number 4, you got to get it right further down the line, okay? I'm only going to give each clue once for this episode. Clue 5 for 5 points. Some people keep me in the cupboard, but others keep me in the fridge. Go Groaners live, answers please. Those at home, you know what to do. And I think in waiting for answers, those playing along live are stumped with that. It isn't much of a clue, I know. Someone's put mayo, okay. Bit of a false start there. A sauce, someone's put sauce. That's very generalised there, but I'll let you have that answer. Moving on, all in? Yep, clue 4 for 4 points. You can put me on anything which is hot or cold to your liking. Same as before, Groaners live, you know what to do. Grown at home, you know what to do. Just waiting for the answers to fly in as the grey matter works. Come on, Groaners live, what you got? I'm going to move on in a little while. Okay, clue 3 for 3 points. Not everyone likes me, but I've also had sweets made of my flavour. Again, just like before Groaners, live and at home, you know what to do. Answers please. Or no answers if you're stumped, which they seem to be. Okay, this is quite wild for this episode. I'm getting no answers apart from round 1. Clue 2 for 2 points. I have many brands across the world. It is a very generalised clue. I know it could be sauce, it could be mayo, but it could be something totally different. Who knows? Groaners live and at home. Answers please if you got them. Still nothing from the ones live. Either they're thinking or they're stumped. And last clue, clue 1 for 1 point. I have a strange colour and I'm always in a bottle. Yep, definitely stumped the ones playing live. Okay, going home, have you a bit of luck? We'll find out later when the answers come. Admin Nicole returns again with her second burst of facts, and we get religious now. I'm going to apologise in advance and after this, I have not rehearsed this at all, but I've read it, and this is going to torture me. So I apologise to those people, those groaners who live in Wales. I profusely apologise. I might say the word and then put in, I don't know, Google AI afterwards to pronounce the word correctly. Again, my apologies. St. David's Day, 1st of March. St. David was born in the year 500 AD, the grandson of Cedric ap Guneda, king of Ceredigion. According to legend, his mother St. Non gave birth to him on a Pembrokeshire clifftop during a fierce storm. The spot is marked by the ruins of Non's chapel, and a nearby holy well is said to have healing powers. St. David died on 1st of March in 589 AD. He was buried at the site of St. David's Cathedral, where his shrine was a popular place of pilgrimage throughout the Middle Ages. His last words to his followers came from a sermon he gave on the previous Sunday. Be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things that you have heard and seen me do. Here we go. The phrase, Gwyniwch I pathaw by chain mewn biwd. Do the little things in life is still a well-known maxim in Wales. Insert groan AI of how that Welsh word is really pronounced here.
Gwnewch y pethau bychain mewn bywyd.
The most famous miracle associated with St. David took place when he was preaching to a large crowd in Llandew Brefi. Insert groan AI of how that Welsh word is really pronounced here.
Llandewi Brefi.
When people at the back complained that they could not hear him, the ground on which he stood rose up to form a hill. A white dove, sent by God, settled on his shoulder. Again, apologies to the Welsh groaners out there. I didn't practice these. Thank you for the torture there, Nicole, as I'm not flimmin' Welsh. Thanks for that. I'll see if I can work AI in their groaners to try and pronounce the Welsh properly, but if I don't do that, then unfortunately just going to be left with me doing the words, which I've really, really butchered. Moving on. I smell what one of you is cooking out there, groaners. Let us add you to the mixture now with the audience groan. Hi, I'm Dawson from California, and I'm so frustrated with my job. Our computers and system are so outdated. We are still running Windows 7, and our software is also outdated. The world is moving to Windows 11 soon, yet no, here I am stuck with my thumb up my butt with a system a 70s PC could probably beat. It didn't help that the system went down this weekend. There wasn't a dang thing anyone could do. Are we still in 1992? No, I checked, it's 2025. Is it too much to ask to be more up to date? Jeez. Wow, Dawson, I feel your pain. I need to update my personal system, but between that and other things, it'll most likely be a last minute thing. Hopefully not. If you want to join in the show, you can do so in a wide range of options. You can comment on YouTube, our YouTube groaners. You can comment on any episode on Podbean. Hello, Podbean listeners. And hello on whatever platform you're listening on. You can leave content on the Facebook group, which is the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. You can join us on Discord, where we record every Friday, usually at 8:30 Greenwich Mean Time. You can also contact myself on Facebook Messenger, that's Mystery Groaner, or you can contact Admin Nicole under Nicole Amos, also on Facebook Messenger. And lastly, you can of course email in to the groanzonepod@gmail.com, which is the trusty email address. Okay, right, the world's gone mad. Wait for it. Why oh why? A zoo and an animal rights group came to legal blows in court recently. The group claimed to be representative of 5 elephants who they claimed were suffering in a zoo. They used a process known as habeas corpus, which is Latin for you may have the body. The process requires a court to examine the legalities behind the detention. The court ruled that 5 elephants being held in the Colorado Zoo don't have the legal right to pursue their release because they are not human. To quote, the legal question here boils down to whether an elephant is a person, the court said in its ruling. The zoo was pleased with the outcome, as it would have put the animals under unnecessary stress, and they are sorry that it ever came to this. What, in the sweet smeg, were the group hoping for? The court open their arms and go, "Aww," and give the group their way? Leave it out. Question if an animal is a person. An individual in the animal kingdom may be, yes, but they are not human. Strange, stupid court cases, wasting court's time. I just have to ask, why oh why? Now we have the strangest out the way, let's whisk up and around into yes or BS. Everyone knows this long-standing game. You must avoid the BS statements. If you hit a BS statement in round 1, you get no points in round 1. If you get 1 point in round 1 but get BS in round 2, you get blanked for those points in this game. So you see how it works. The last round is the redemption round. Okay? Here we go, groaners. Round 1. The Are You Taking the Pancake Mate round. A. Pancakes or crepes came to be in 15th century Normandy in France. B. In America, it is believed that if you can flip a pancake or a crepe in the pan whilst holding a coin in your other hand, you'll have good luck for the year. Or C. Crepes arrived in Japan in the 1970s. Groaners live, answers please, those at home you know what to do. C's have flown in a barrage there. More C's have flown in, C's flying in. Do you know something I don't, groaners? Okay, moving on. Any more? Oh, and a B, a random B there. Okay. Round 2. The world record what round? A. The current set-up world record is 111,000. B. There is no world record for the world's smallest pancake. Or C. The current javelin throwing world record will never be broken. Groaners live, answers please, those at home, same as before. B's are flying in there, and C's are flying in there. We have a split. More B's, more C's. Okay, any more? Someone's dropped in a random A there. Okay, so you can call it a spread. Round 3, the power down round. A. In 2020 West Virginia, an escaped wild turkey got tangled in power lines, leaving over 1,400 homes without power. B. Auckland, New Zealand in 1992 was without power for 52 days. Or C. Papua New Guinea has over 500 power cuts a year. Groaners live, answers please, those at home, you know what to do. C's are flying in there. More C's are flying in. C's. Yep, okay, groaners, I hear you. Loud and clear for this game. We will end it right there. Sit tight, the answers are coming soon. We now add a dash of Hero of the Week to add flavour to our Groancake. Today, February 28th, which is the Friday we're recording today, is Rare Disease Day. Around 300 million people across the world are diagnosed with a rare disease, numbering in 7,000 diseases, of which 95% of them have no effective treatment. To anyone out there who faces this each day, you are so deeply brave, and in some cases, you have a team of carers supporting you who are equally brave. All heroes in the eyes of the Groan Zone, not just for today. Stay strong. Admin Nicole sprinkles chalk dust and icing sugar on the Groancake now with Anagram Anxiety. Your clue for this week, where Shrove Tuesday gets its name from, and the anagram is Ring Shiv. That's ring as in R-I-N-G, and Shiv as in S-H-I-V. Whilst I cracked the Valentine's Day one, I seriously doubt I'll get this one as much as I love pancakes. Good luck, groaners. And now we serve the Groancake in the form of the game answers. From last week first, who the hell am I? Your answer was George Lazenby. Any Bond fan worth their Walther PPK would have got that in a nanosecond, and I've got a friend who would have got it quicker than that. Yes or BS? Round 1. The Are You Taking the Pancake Mate round. If you went for A, that's false. They originated in the Brittany region of France in the 13th century. If you went for B, that's also false. It's France where the superstition comes from. If you went for C, that is 100% true, although no one knows how they got there in the late 1970s. Shout out to the Groaners in Japan. We have some listeners in Japan. Thank you, Japanese Groaners. Round 2. The world record what round? If you went for A, that's false. This record was smashed by the same person who set the 111k mark. The new record is 133,986 sit-ups in 30 hours. If you went for B, that's true. There is no official competition or record keeping for the world's smallest pancake, so no one knows if there is a world record. If you went for C, this is also true. The throw was a staggering 104.8 metres, which is 343 feet and 9 inches. The record is referred to as the Eternal World Record because shortly after, the design of the javelin was changed to prevent such long throws. From this point onwards, the record still stands, and probably will forever. Round 3, the power down round. If you went for A, false, it wasn't West Virginia. Hello West Virginia Groaners. It was actually Ottawa. B was also false. The year was 1998 and it was 66 days. And if you went for C, this is also true. It can be locally or nationwide. I couldn't find out the reason why, but I'm guessing it must be the stability of the power system. But that's the research I got. The 5-point countdown. Your answer was salad cream. So if you got salad cream at 5 points, grazie, I got 5. If you got it at 4, you got 4. But if you got it wrong at 5, guess right at 4, that's 4. But if you change your mind at 3, then you haven't got 4. You got to guess again. Talking nonsense. Round 1. Your nonsense was pancakes. Round 2. Your nonsense was cooking oil. And round 3. Your nonsense was biscuits. I realise none of them sounded like anything thanks to my accent, but good luck. Did you score points, Groaners? With luck, you did. I know getting points in any game isn't easy, but well done if you did. Also, I've been forgetting to do this, but I had this on as a last minute thing. Tributes for some fallen actors this week. Some significant losses in the acting world that I know of. Gene Hackman has passed away at the age of 95. Details are not known at this time. He will be greatly missed as an acting powerhouse, and sadly, his wife and their beloved dog were also found dead. Michelle Trachtenberg, I'm sorry to any fans who have, if I mispronounced that surname, aka Dawn Summers in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, also passed away this week. I believe she was 39. Details are not known. Seth Green and her kids will deeply miss her, as will her fans. Rest in peace to you both. Your legacies are secured. On that note, with a groan-filled belly, we sign off for another week. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye. He would often make threats of being able to claim their souls, but they already... He would often make threats of being able to claim their souls, but the I can't say the word reality.